Welcome to episode 14 of the Patchman Hockey Show. We are the Patchmen. I'm Jimmy and that's Johnny. In this show, we look at NHL patches and teach you the hockey history behind the patch. Every patch has a story, and this week we're talking about
the 2000 Millennium patch, worn by all the teams in the league. There were 8 patches, 8 different colors. As we have 6 right here.
Couldn't find all 8.
Couldn't find all 8 in one shot. We actually have the Capital Blue version.
Yep. Is the Capital Blue?
The patch was worn on the right side, as you can see right here. Excuse me. For the colors, there's a black patch, a burgundy patch, which was worn by the Thrashers and the Avalanche. Well, the Thrashers away and the Avalanche. Capitals blue, which is this one.
Yep.
Worn by the Capitals, home and away. Eggplant patch, worn by the Ducks. A green patch by the Stars.
I'm dying.
And a navy blue patch, Thrashers home, Oilers, Panthers.
Third
jersey. Predators, Rangers third, and the Canucks. Mm-hmm. The red jersey, the red patch, Flames, Hurricanes, Blackhawks, Red Wings, Canadians, Devils, Senators, and the royal blue, the Rangers home and away, Blues, and the Leafs. I think it's a really cool patch.
I love it.
You got the 2000, you got the NHL, and right here, which I didn't really notice this ever until we looked into this episode, there's 2 sticks surrounding it. So really, really cool use of, really cool thought that went behind
Use of
this.
hockey sticks.
Use of hockey sticks. You know, when I use hockey sticks, I don't really use them like that. But, great year. So what do you think?
I love it. I always thought, well, this season is special to me.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Jimbo, you just keep talking about the Devils every goddamn episode. However, this season was special to me because I think this was like the second or third season that, as a kid, I was watching the NHL. I remember seeing this patch back then. I thought it was cool. What I didn't know is the point you just touched upon is these 2 hockey sticks, because my eyes always went to the 2000 and then it says NHL and a letter in each 0. But what some people don't understand, maybe we have some younger fans out there, younger hockey players. The Millennium, that was a big deal. Like that's like a once in a lifetime thing.
It was a huge deal.
Huge.
2000 was everywhere. Millennium, everyone's worrying about Y2K.
The computer systems.
AOL's
AOL's going down in flames.
The numbers only go up to 1999. Like they didn't know what was going to happen.
What are we gonna do? How's it gonna go from a 9 to a 0?
And like,
it's like Seinfeld.
Jerry.
Who are these people in the computers?
And when you, like, back then too, it was like everything was big. You did everything big, like big flashy graphics. Everyone was trying to, you got the tech bubble, whatnot.
Yep. Yeah. It was, what a time to be alive. I mean, we were in 6th grade at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember every team wore the patch. Thought it was cool. I still think like how they did it with the 8 different colors, and they found a way to have those 8 colors but share it among different teams. Yeah, obviously with the reds and the black, that's easy. But some of like the different blues, because blue is such an extensive color palette in the NHL. You have the Blues, Rangers, Leafs, so on as Lightning to a degree. So it can get a little dicey trying to find a blue that actually looks good on
Capitals.
All the blues. Yeah, the Capitals at the time were wearing blue, which, we touched upon this Screaming Eagle jersey. Beautiful jersey. But, yeah, man, I really love it. It's not the biggest patch, obviously. It's thin, but I just think it's a nice touch. And this is one of the first seasons that I remember in recent history, let's just say like a 25-year from this point, 25 years ago, where it's a double patch, right?
Yeah.
The double patch is pretty cool. So if you look over here, well, first of all, when you look at this image, it's like, holy shit, all these legends of hockey right here, right? Holy shit. But it's cool because, like, look at Matt Sundin. And that Hockey Hall of Fame patch, when it's Hockey Hall of Fame weekend and they have the annual game, the Maple Leafs and their opponent always wear that patch. And they still wear the exact same patch to this day, which is really cool. So we're going to talk about that in an episode for sure. But it just looks really good because this is not. It's like they almost knew that, like, all right, some teams are going to wear. Well, they probably did know. I don't know how they registered with the league and everything. So they wanted something subtle, something small to fit underneath. You have the Carolina Hurricanes. This was the last season at the Raleigh Arena before they got their new PNC Bank Center Arena, whatever it's called now. And
American Airlines Center Arena.
in Raleigh, yeah. Then you have, Scott Stevens, obviously, with the Stanley Cup patch. I mean, they're not the Dallas Stars also is the same thing. Double patch, Stanley Cup Finals patch, 2000 Millennium patch.
Yager. Make an
I,
appearance again.
We're just going to have Yoghurt every episode. Yoghurt. We're going to talk about him. With the RoboPen jersey. I love how they call that the RoboPen. Have you ever seen the RoboPen?
Yeah, like, RoboPens. It's an interesting jersey too.
I don't know if I love it or hate it. I'm like really torn. I don't think we've talked about this jersey before.
I don't think we have yet. The sleeves don't even match, right? They're different.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, you know what? Maybe he has a sleeve rolled up.
Maybe.
You're right. There's no way they don't match. That's just weird.
I don't know, because look on that side of the penguin.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Maybe you're right, dude.
Yeah, we got to look in that. Stay tuned.
I've never noticed that before. You have different sleeve. Atlanta had that with the third jersey. Well, it was a shoulder
with the
yoke.
Thrashers, yeah.
Whatever, the shoulder yoke. I'm talking eggs.
The yoke. Trying to pull back on the yoke of my airplane.
Yeah.
And look how many patches they got. They got the 3.
I just noticed that. What is
three?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Ron Francis.
Yeah.
Franklin gear. Remember
Franklin gear.
If you are a 90s kid like us, we were born in the 80s, but we grew up in the 90s, Franklin was like the hockey gear, right? Like family friendly, affordable.
Yeah, Franklin everything. I had Franklin baseball gloves, Franklin
everything.
Hockey stick.
What did you buy from Sports Authority? Walmart?
I think I had it everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's what I mean. And then they had the nice Franklin stuff. I remember that.
Franklin was big. You know what? It's like, hey, my parents, it's like, Jimmy boy, that Easton Ultralight, you're not there yet, but we're going to get you some Franklin. I was like, okay, cool. I had some cool sticks.
I had Franklin goalie pads.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got them when I was like 8 years old. It was like the roller hockey pads. It wasn't anything like...
Remember the Franklin pads and the Milik? Remember Milik?
Milik. The Milik, the blade, it was made out of like a spatula.
Yeah.
Material. Like.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, some of these manufacturers aren't around anymore. I mean, yeah, Yager had his Coho. I mean, I had a Yager wood stick, like, 6800. It almost sounds like a graphics card. I got a Yager 6800.
The Jofa bucket.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a really cool patch. Nice touch, subtle, sticks out. It looks good. That Red Wings jersey. I love that Red Wings jersey. Nice and clean.
That's a great jersey. Great
jersey. Same thing with the Leafs. Matt Sundin there. So let's talk about the '99 season. So now that we got the patch talk out of the way, this was an interesting season because this was the first season that teams were to earn 1 point for an overtime loss in the regular season instead of 0, which is a big deal because it's so defeating when you have a tie.
Everyone want to play for the tie.
Yeah, like it was just ties are just so boring. Like I kind of can't believe the league went so long and ties were a thing. But I remember going to hockey games. There was a tie. I'm like,
great,
that's it.
Cool.
All right, nice. Yeah, because the whole goal was they would hope that teams would stop playing very defensively during the overtime to guarantee the single point from a tie. And the number of ties had been going up for some years, and the NHL was hoping to counter the trend. And they did. They really did. Now teams are playing for the extra point because guess what? When March rolls around and you're trying to get that playoff positioning, you need these points. They come back and bite you in the ass. Yeah, I think you have something about ABC, right? The TV
Yeah,
deal?
so this was the season's first partnership with ABC.
Mm-hmm.
So they would televise a few regional games a season. So ESPN, who owned ABC, renewed their contract with the NHL too, to continue showing regular season and playoff games. And the first 2 games, Stanley Cup Finals. Gretzky's number 99 was retired league-wide as well, February 6th
Yeah.
of 2000.
Well, yeah, ABC actually, they showed games 3 through 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I maybe just said that, but I do remember watching. Well, interesting. I was such a little Devils nerd, and we had, again, maybe these young kids don't know, VCRs.
Yeah.
So I taped the games when the Devils were up 3-1. It was Game 5 at the Meadowlands. I told my dad, I was like, hey, I want to tape this game. I want to have the game, right? So we had that, but it was on ABC. And then they lost 1-0 in Game 5, thanks to was it Brett Hull or Mike Modano? They scored the goal. But in Game 6, I recorded the game. But I just remember watching it so many times that summer of 2000, the Devils clinching, winning the cup in overtime. And you see, ABC, and then afterwards it would go to the local news because it was an overtime game, so it was running, pushing back everything. We're going to go to the New York News, but the Devils are still on the ice, and we're going to go back to the celebration. Just so stupid little things that just stick in your head,
I wonder if you still have that tape. That'd be interesting, watching the commercials and stuff.
I think it's in the storage unit. I think I still have the tape. But I don't have a VCR. Actually, I think we do have a VCR.
Yeah?
Now that I think I had a VCR. Yeah, funny. Dropped my notes. But also, the NHL would welcome another team.
They would.
What team was that?
The Atlanta Thrashers.
I thought you were going to read that. Setting you up. But so it'd be the first team in the NHL since the Atlanta Flames. And I don't know how many people know this still because it was ancient history, but the Calgary Flames, though they may seem like they're from Calgary, they originated in Atlanta. So now that's 2 times Atlanta has had hockey teams and
been
yanked from them.
It's just a market.
It's not good.
Just can't sustain a hockey team.
And that was in 1980. So, even early on, Atlanta just couldn't draw. So they tried 20 years later to have a team, and it just didn't last that long. It lasted about 12 seasons, or 11 seasons. And then, we talked about, the Carolina Hurricanes, the home rink at the Raleigh Arena, Raleigh Entertainment Sports Arena. That's what it was. It was something so verbose. But, And
then the Kings would play their first season at the Staples Center after playing at the Forum for 32 seasons.
Yeah. So now we're entering this era of the NHL where new arenas are being built. Yeah. And now there's a lot more money in season tickets, boxes. You got to have a lot of boxes. You got to have, now you're breaking up the different pricing tiers. You want to have restaurants now and hockey rinks. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. When you just go to a hockey game, go to Devils Rangers, Islander game, whatever, you don't think, oh, you know what, we're going to dine at the restaurant in the arena.
Yeah, Fire and Ice Lounge, remember that?
Oh, the Fire and Ice Lounge, yeah. That's something else now, but so now you started to see, in the 90s, 2000s, that all these teams would get new arenas for the most part. Even now, what's the oldest rink in the end? The Nassau Coliseum, which is getting renovated. Well, it's temporary until the Islanders build their new arena on Long Island, which I think is called Belmont Park, something like that.
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
It's going to be nice, that whole development.
Good for the Islanders because Barclays Center wasn't working for them.
Worst arena Terrible. For hockey. No support. It's hard to get to. It takes forever to get to by the train.
Even go to wrestling. It's not good for wrestling either.
No.
It's dark. It's very
It's dark, and I feel like the seats are steeper than even the Rock.
Yeah. When we went to Raw.
Yeah, exactly. Went to Raw, went to NXT.
Yeah.
And then you have, when they play hockey there, they have the whole one side where you can't see the ice, see half. You can only see like half the ice if you're sitting on. I think it's like the far side,
Right.
and then they have like a Honda minivan
Oh, yeah,
on like the bottom, like next to like the rink.
It's like rotating like a cheesecake in a diner. Like it's just going around and around. Like, why?
And beers are like $19 too. So.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. And you know, I'm not knocking on the Islanders fans, but all you guys know that the Islanders belong in Long Island, which I guess somebody said Brooklyn is part of Long Island.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
part of the island. Yeah.
Geographically, but nothing beats the Nassau Coliseum, and nothing's going to beat their new arena because now they're going to have the newest state-of-the-art arena. I think that's slated to open up. I don't know if it's next season or the season after. I think it's the season after, but anyway, and then also Colorado Avalanche would start their games at start playing their games Pepsi Center. Because interesting enough, the Colorado Avalanche were playing their games at the old McNichols Arena, sports arena, where the Colorado Rockies, Devils, were playing their games. So it's kind of interesting when you have a team that moves from Quebec. They move to a new city, but they're playing in a really old arena, and I guess there has to be some type of promise, like, we're going to
build this for you.
Yeah, we're going to build you a new arena. It might take 5 years, but we're going to build you a new arena. It's interesting. There's a couple key trades that happened this season as well. And Ray Bourque, he got traded?
Yep.
I thought you were going to be done. Wake up, John Boy.
Where did it go?
No, Ray Bourque got traded from him and Dave Andrew Truck got traded from Boston to Colorado for Brian Ralston, Samuel Falson, and Martin Grenier in a 2000 first-round draft pick, which would become right wing Martin Samuelson. Why was that a key trade? Well, first of all, that's a legend.
Yeah.
Ray Bourque. And the Bruins weren't doing good, and they wanted to give him his shot at the cup, right?
Who else? Nashville traded Corey Hirsch to Anaheim.
For future consideration.
We
talked about future consideration. There's still.
Yeah, we don't know what we want yet, but we'll take them.
There's got to be a time limit. Like, all right, you have like 3 years. It's like when you get married. It's like, you have a year to give a gift. All right, okay. All right, so Devils. This was a huge trade because I got like so excited as a 12-year-old kid. They traded center Brendan Morrison and Dennis Peterson to the Vancouver Canucks for sniper Alexander Mogilny. Holy shit, what a deal for the Devils. Because Mogilny, he didn't have the greatest playoffs. I think he scored like 6 or 7 goals. But him, Gomez, and Claude Lemieux were a hell of a line that season, that cup run. And then the following season, Mogilny would score like 41 goals and bring them to the Cup Finals again. So that was a really good deal. And then another one that was interesting, Dougie Gilmour went to Buffalo with J.P. Dumont in a conditional draft pick in 2001 and 2002 from the Blackhawks for Michael Grosek. I mean, that was like kind of like a whatever trade. But yeah, so anyway, moving on. Do you want to touch upon some of the you want to talk about the playoffs?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Lead the way. Do you have the notes for it?
Yeah. So, as we know, the Devils will win the Cup in 2000 against Stars.
Somebody's making changes to my calendar.
Yeah, so this year in the playoffs, you had Philly against Buffalo, Washington against Pittsburgh, Toronto against Ottawa, New Jersey and Florida, St. Louis and San Jose, and then Dallas, Edmonton, Colorado, Phoenix, and Detroit and LA. Would all qualify.
What's interesting about St. Louis, they won the President's Trophy in 2000, and they were upset by the 8th seed San Jose Sharks. So that was an upset, and then I think another
Pittsburgh and Washington.
Yep, that was another one. Right. Yeah. So, before they changed the whole playoff standings and positioning, it was like 1 through 8, 2 through 7, 3 and 6, and 4 and 5. So if you were a first place team, you didn't want to play an 8th place team because that team was just hustling to get into the playoffs.
And they're usually
that's
hot.
probably the toughest. They're probably getting hot at that point. So, that was interesting. Devils swept the Florida Panthers. I think that was the only sweep. No, I'm sorry.
Detroit swept LA.
Detroit swept LA. Yep. Detroit was still a powerhouse at this point until they ran into Colorado. Really, this was like the age of like Dallas, Colorado, Detroit, Philadelphia, New Jersey.
Yep.
Just being the class of the conference, really. And for the longest time, it was like nobody's going to beat a Western Conference team. It's like, oh, the Cup belongs in the West. And it did for a while.
Yeah, even Philly was pretty decent.
Philly was always there. Like, they made the finals in '97, got swept by Detroit, but they were making the conference finals. They were contending. Mm-hmm. But okay, and then let's see. So the conference finals were unbelievable because they both went to 7-game series, and then Dallas won in Game 7, 4-3. Was it 4-3?
Yeah, 4-3.
No, it
well, they won the series.
The series. Yeah, I don't have the score, but yeah. So Dallas would win, and then New Jersey was down 3-1, came back and beat Philadelphia in Philly with I think 2 minutes left, and Patrick Elias scored the go-ahead goal right in Philly. That was also the game where Stevens knocked out Eric Lindros.
Yep.
Eric Lindros comes in Game 6. He was out, I don't know if it was most of the season, but he was out with concussion syndromes. Comes back in Game 6 in New Jersey. Devils won the game. And I don't know if he got an assist that game. And then Game 7, he got clocked by Scott Stevens. And, I'll never forget, a building going completely silent. And, as a kid, I'm like, oh, wow. My God. I almost thought he was dead. I mean, that was a scary hit. And then Niedermeyer was on the other side of that hit, or Pandolfo, and went flying. Unbelievable. But yeah, and then the Devils would go on, and like I said earlier, they would win in 6 games, win the Stanley Cup from the defending Stanley Cup champion, the Dallas Stars. What other notes do we have here? Scoring leaders. Can we talk about scoring leaders?
No.
Yeah, okay. Scoring leaders and then some of the awards.
So Yoghurt led the league in points. Yoghurt. with 96 points. He also had 42 goals with 63 games played. So out of 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess the top 10, he had almost the least games played in 63, and he came out on top with points.
That's that's real. I didn't notice that.
Right?
You're right. Yeah, 63 games played. Joe Sakic has 60 games played, but only 81 points. Some of these names are remarkable, though. I mean,
it's my NHL, 2001 team right here.
So I'm saying, growing up, in the 90s and 2000s, Bure, Recchi, Correa, Solani, Owen Nolan, Tony Amonte. Remember Tony Amonte? He was a beast.
82 games played.
And 84 points in 82 games. And that was before, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews. The Blackhawks weren't even on TV. They didn't have a TV contract because the owner refused to, put them on TV.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, look it up. I think it's Bill Wirtz or something like that. Yeah. Unbelievable. Wow. Stevie Y, Joe Sakic. Actually, John, if you look at these names, I just mentioned about the Western Conference. All these names, aside from Yager and Bure and Recchi, are Western Conference
teams.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a power shift back then. Let's see, and then I think a couple other notes that I had with, here we go, the awards. Some of the awards, we're not going to read everything, but the Calder Trophy for the Rookie of the Year went to Gomez. Most defensive forward, Stevie Weiser with the Selke. The Hart Trophy, which was the MVP, was Chris Pronger, MVP of their team. Scott Stevens, Conn Smythe, as you can see up there. Rocket Richard, Pavel Bure. Yeah. Oh, Vezina. Olaf Karlsson. Remember Ole the goalie?
Ole the goalie.
Yeah. Ole the goalie. Some Yager with a Pearson Trophy. Jack Adams, Joel Quenneville. That's interesting. That point about Joel Quenneville, because right now he's coaching in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
He's coaching the Panthers, but he coached Chicago to 3 Stanley Cups, and this was like almost like the dawn of Joel Quenneville, like coaching and winning the the Jack Adams Award. So he would what a coach, hell of a coach. But But yeah, you have anything else to add, or do you want to put a bow on this? Put on the bow on the 99-2000 season, but the Millennium season.
Yeah, I'm just going through. I thought I had one more thing. Yeah, I mean, I just found like a few facts about uniforms this year.
Oh.
Like for Chicago, the tan outline on their crest was removed. Colorado, the shade of burgundy in their jersey, it was darkened from the previous season. Yeah, I found like these like cool tidbits. For Dallas, the alternates from 98-99 became the team's new home uniform, or the basis of it. Yeah, the star.
Yeah.
And then the actual 98-99 alternates became new road uniform.
Yep.
LA, new purple alternates were introduced.
That must have been the crown, like the purple crown.
Yep.
Because they already had the shield in the purple black. Yeah.
Carolina, the jersey was actually darkened, the color, the shade of red from the previous season. Yeah, these are interesting. Yeah, so that three patch on Ron Francis' left shoulder was in memory of Steve Chasen.
Oh, Chasen. Oh.
Chasen. He died in a crash, unfortunately.
That's right. And I think
the prior year.
I think he played on the Hartford Whalers too, before they moved. That's what that is. That's right.
Yeah.
So Carolina's wearing 3 patches. Wow. Yeah.
The Raleigh Entertainment and Sports Center.
I want to go back and touch upon that point about the Colorado Avalanche. You said they darkened the burgundy?
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense, because if you go back, and I've noticed this too, and I thought I did like a double take. If you go back and you look at Colorado Avalanche photos from the mid 90s, right, up until this season, obviously. Look at their home jerseys, because that's how they had the burgundy on the shoulders. I always thought it was like brighter,
right?
And I thought it was the arena that they played. Like the lighting was like, and it was almost like a shinier burgundy. That makes so much sense. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that I had the same thought.
I wonder why they did that.
I wonder too.
That's crazy. And I wonder why Carolina they darkened the red. You said?
Yeah, darker red.
You know what's interesting too is this is the time where we don't have HD TVs yet. So if you go back and you look at old videos, the darker colors actually don't really work. A lot of them look like they're black. And I think now with HD, even 4K, I think a lot of the league, you don't really see like teams opting for that black jersey. They want to have color, a lot of color.
Yep.
So, time's changing.
Yeah, interesting.
But it makes you think why? What was the reason behind Chicago removing the tan?
Yeah, the only one we didn't talk about, Anaheim, the Jade alternates were retired. It says. So 2000.
Oh, that must have been the one where they had the shoulder striping.
Yeah. The starter jerseys.
Yep. Some teams had 4 jerseys at the time. It was a totally different.
The
set.
Sharks had a bunch. Remember, Sharks had that one. It was flashy.
Yeah.
Those are cool jerseys. I remember the starter outlet in the outlet mall. I forget what outlet mall it was, but I went to starter outlet and I got that
Starter outlet. Wow.
Yeah, I got that Sharks jersey. I think I have it at my parents' house, but
You have to bring it on the show, you know?
yeah.
Break out the jerseys.
Youth large XL.
Big boy.
But anyway, so this was the 2000 commemorative patch.
The Millennium, the new Millennium.
So we hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys have some questions for us on the Instagram.
Yep.
We're there. We're on Twitter. We also push shit out on a podcast. So anywhere you guys listen to, pick us up. And just keep following us on YouTube. Like, subscribe. That means the most to us. Make comments.
Email patchmanhockey@gmail.com. Working on a new webpage. Do some blogging. We're just getting started here. This is episode 14, but we're just the beginning, right, John?
Exactly. So hope this comes out to something bigger. We like talking about these patches, and we think it's pretty cool. So we love hockey.
Love hockey.
I'm John. That's Jimmy. We're Patchman. Take it easy.
Thanks, guys.